Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena. I'm the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. And here on the channel, we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking, all the things in between. I don't know what I wanted to say there, but I wanted to say something different. Maybe because we're going to talk about our goals today, that I was trying to throw in like all the buzzwords I use for my goals, faith, fitness, and all the things. So yeah, let's dive in. I typically like to wrap up or give you a little bit of a wrap up of how my previous month goals went. If you want to see what those are, I can link that video for you down below. But October, I couldn't even remember what my goals were when I sat down to do this video, which kind of tells you how it went. I had to pull out my list and re-remind myself what the goals were that I set up. So I wanted to continue to declutter, and I had some homeschool curriculum that I wanted to list. I did get that done. So I did list the curriculum. I do want to try a different website and list it again and see if it sells, and if it doesn't sell, then we'll just donate it. But if we can earn a little bit back from the curriculum we're not using anymore, that would be awesome to help pay for the curriculum we are currently using. This year, my son is in marine biology, and it's proving to be a little costlier than normal, but that's to be expected, I feel like, for high school. So that would be helpful to get a little bit of money back into our homeschool fund. So I did, like I said, I did get it listed, but it hasn't sold. And then I did get some decluttering done. We got a few bags out of the house and into the thrift store. We did, of course, go back into the said thrift store and pull some things back. If you want to see one of our thrift videos, I will link that down below for you. We went ahead and started our sibling Christmas shopping. Yes, I know it might have seemed early to start in October, but I feel like let's just get it in, and we wanted to get out and get that done before it got too cold for us and we'd have to like go out in the sleet and snow. So I will link that video for you down below if you'd like to see. I take the kiddos and they pick out gifts for their siblings. But we did take some stuff out, and like I said, we got some stuff back in. I also, in the decluttering and cleaning of the home, I wanted to do more. I wanted to map out the rooms in the house like I had done before and kind of make a better rhythm and routine of the areas to clean. That part did not get done. I had started Fly Lady, and what I love about the Fly Lady system is that if you fall off, you can just jump back on again. And so October was a month that I fell off. And so we need to get back on the system because I really do love that system, and I feel like it is such a great system. It teaches you rhythms and routines, and it just, I think if you utilize it, you can tweak it to make it for your own, and it just works out really great. So I'd like to get back to that. For other October goals though, our budget, we needed to prepare for Christmas and birthday season. I've mentioned this before, where we have Christmas and then we have January, February, March birthdays. So we go from holiday season to birthday season here. And so I wanted to make sure that we were setting aside funds for that, because it can get really costly. So, well, I guess it's a relative term, right? Like I've mentioned before, what is costly for some may not seem so costly for others, and vice versa. So I wanted to make sure that we put some stuff aside. So we did have a budget meeting, my husband and I, but there's always work to be done there, right? We're not quite back to where I would like to be, but we're getting better. So maybe I like half hit the mark on that goal. And then I think just in my umbrella of mental health, I wanted to change my mindset of thinking that working out and going for walks and things like that was not selfish. It was something that I was doing that not only served me, but served my family as well, because mentally it just makes me feel better, and I can show up better for my family. So I have been doing well with that, thankfully, and just getting it in when I can get in, and not beating myself up when the day gets too busy or I haven't made it a priority. But I have been trying to make those a priority and let my kiddos know, okay, this is what mommy needs to get done today. She really wants to get a workout in. How can we as a family help her to do this? And so really just tying them in and letting them know, because really nothing will like motivate you more than your children's reminders. Don't forget you said you were going to work out. Don't forget, mommy, you said you were going to go to the gym. Don't forget you were going to go for a walk. And when they're reminding you, like, it really is motivating to stay true to your word and to get it done. So that's a little hack that I have been doing here at home. And then I also wanted to get back into what I call my coffee and Jesus time. It's essentially my morning time or quiet time, or however you want to word it. Get back into that and be journaling and just spending some time in my Bible. So I did create what I don't know what I'm calling this. It's kind of a faith commonplace notebook. It's just a cut down composition notebook, and I really have been enjoying this because I can use it for whatever I want, and that's what I set it up to be. I give myself permission to do what I needed to do in here. It could be a list, it could be my today schedule, it could be I did a little bit of like Bible journaling in here, and things like that. And so that's what I'm in right now, where I have my goals listed. Today I was out and about. Well, anyways, if you want to see more about this, I have a video where I set it up. So I will link that for you. And if you want an update of how I'm using it and what all is kind of in here, I can't show you everything because there are some private things in here, but I can give you the gist of it. Let me know in the comments and I will share more with you about how this notebook is working out for me. But I did get a little bit into it, which I guess kind of brings us to November goals, because for November, I would like to dive in a little bit more. I really feel like I do well when I am able to put my thoughts to paper, especially when I can add in creativity, things like as simple as using different colored pens, or if I can watercolor. I actually haven't been able to do that for a while, but you know, watercolor in my pages or just put some stickers down. I'm trying to rush, in all honesty, because I have like a time limit of when I can get this done where it's semi-quiet in the house. So I apologize if I'm talking too quickly. I'll try to slow myself down. But I would like to get into journaling a little bit more. I also, one of my November goals for faith and kind of mental wellness is that I have joined Bible Study Fellowship. I've mentioned this a lot on this channel, but I have not been able to really find a good time for me to sit down and make sure that that study is getting done. I typically am not doing it in my morning time, and I'm not sure why, but I'm not reaching for it in the morning. I'm just reading and praying and just talking things over with the Lord. So I don't know if maybe I want to add that in to my morning time, or if it will work in the afternoon. I have tried to do evening time, but I find that come evening, it's really tough for me to switch my brain and to put full focus into it, because all I want to do is lay down and have like no thinking time. And so it doesn't really work out well for me to save that for the evening. I do know though that for some, evening time is a great time to sit down and get their study in, but I'm finding that doesn't work well for me because I'm really tired by the time the evening comes. I'd like to find some time to be diligent in getting that study done. That is one of the big November goals for me. Some other November goals in regards to finance, as now that we've kind of gotten into the groove of looking into our budget more often and setting it up, I want us to stick to it. So it is going to be a little bit difficult because, like I said, we are already entering holiday season. November is Thanksgiving for us here in the States, and then December is Christmas. And I promise my kids are okay if they're picking up in the background. They're supposed to be tidying up, but it sounds like it's a play zone. So, but I want to stick to the budgets that we're setting, or as close as we can, because like I mentioned, with the holidays, I know that can get a little tricky, but just want us to get back to where we were when we were being a lot more diligent with checking our finances and really honing in what we were spending and where it was going. Now, I know all of that probably won't happen within 1 month, so I'm going to give myself some leeway and make that more of a couple month goal, because especially with the holiday season, it can be hard to stick to a budget. Not impossible, it is totally doable, but I know that we've got some big changes that are happening, and so you have to kind of have some grace and ebb and flow with that. And so I just want to make sure that we're checking in more often with our budget, both my husband and myself, so we're on the same page. For our home, I want to continue with decluttering. I know that that can sound kind of weird because it is time, usually like this is more Christmas shopping and things like that, but I gotten most things I think out of the house. I'm kind of looking around, but we've done a good job of decluttering, and now I think it's just time to find homes for what we have. And if it doesn't have a home, then we need to seriously look at and see if it's time to let it go. I think that this actually will be helpful for Christmas season and shopping season, because we really know more of what we need and what we don't need. So for instance, if we're getting rid of a ton of picture books and we finally outgrown that season, then that's not going to be the things that we're purchasing for Christmas or birthdays. Or if we're getting, if we find that, a certain type of toy we're no longer playing with anymore, then that's not the new, we're not going to buy new versions of them and bring it into the house. So this can kind of go hand in hand. I'm kind of just calling it clean to decorate because I love the Christmas season, and I just want to decorate. I would already have my tree up if I could, but we need to clear out some spaces and get it done. And I kind of want to get the main room where our tree is going to go a little bit more tidy before I can allow myself to do that. So we're going to clean to decorate. That's going to be the theme for November. And then in regards to our homeschool, what I would like to get done this month is to finish looking at our seasonal homeschool and what that is going to look like for us. There are a couple of traditional things that we do for the kiddos during the Christmas season, but I think some of these things I'm going to start earlier this year. I'm going to start in November. And also there are some things that I've been meaning to introduce into our homeschool day and our rhythm that I haven't had a chance to do yet. So those are things that I want to do for the month of November. So one of those things would be our gratitude journals. Last year, we started that at the beginning of the school year, and it was meant to last all year long, but somewhere in the summer, it kind of fell off. So I wanted to make sure that we had fresh new journals, or we had fresh paper to write it on. And I think that November is just the perfect time to gear up and get that going again. And then that will last throughout the entire year, I'm hoping. It won't just stop with the month of November. And then I also, like I said, want to start some of our seasonal traditions a little bit earlier this year. I do plan to have a video out about our seasonal schooling, so be on the lookout for that. And if you're not subscribed, maybe hit that button so that you don't miss that video when it does come out. And speaking of videos, in regards to my content creating, I just want to make sure that I'm putting something out there. I don't really have a hard goal for it, a set number of videos or anything like that. I am trying to almost juggle it all. This is something that I enjoy doing, and I really like that my kids can see it's a goal that mommy sets for herself and tries to achieve it. But also too, they see the days that I missed because there was just more time needed off camera and focused, and that's okay because this is real life and that's going to happen. And so I do want to just continue on with the journey and see where it leads. So we want to make sure we're at least getting 1 to 2 videos out a week. But like I said, I don't have a set number, but I do have a couple of video ideas and things that I want to get out. If you have any ideas that you would like to see from us, always leave them down below. I'm always open to hearing what the ideas are and hearing which ones you like watching so that we know, what we can create more of here. And then lastly would be my fitness. So all I want to do for these upcoming months actually is to just continue on with the program that I have been doing. That is upping my water. So keeping my water intake up. I think that's the phrase I'm trying to say. I've been doing pretty good. Some days are harder than others, but as the winter comes, things like working out and keeping my water intake up are incredibly difficult. When it is summer, water sounds fantastic. It is a lot easier to drink it. I mentioned that our equipment is in the basement, and so the basement it's actually cooler. So in the summer months, it's nice to be down there, but come winter, can be really difficult, and actually sometimes will trigger up my asthma if I'm not careful. And so I want to have a backup plan if that happens, some kind of movement that I'm doing with my body so that I don't get into, I guess, the habit of quitting. I don't want to just say, well, I can't do this anyways, and working out upstairs is boring or whatnot. So I want to continue on with it. I've really tried hard to make this a habit and to get into consistency, which is the name of the game, right? Like, so just being consistent in those things and figuring out ways to keep my water up and to keep my body moving and get the workouts in so that I don't just completely stop off for the winter. And I think that is it. I kind of sounds, to me it sounded like it was a lot, but it could be because I'm also sidetracked trying to listen in for my kiddos cleaning and things like that, but that's typical around here. I do really want to try at some point this month to update you and let you know some of the things that I've done to make these things happen. So if that's something that you like to see, let me know. So I wanted to do it last month and I didn't get around to it, but if you want to see it, then maybe I'll make it a bigger priority to make sure that I get that done. But as always, I just want to say thanks for being here. And if you don't know, or you just need to be reminded, may be the one to tell you that you are deeply and truly loved and so, so appreciated. Again, I really appreciate you taking your time out and spending it here with me. Thanks for watching.